What's up, buttercups? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome here if you are new. I'm karunasol, and I am a naturopathic practitioner. I am a health coach under a functional medicine doctor. I am a life connoisseur, and today we're going to be talking about healthy girl summer. Summer is upon us, y'all, in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, sorry, it's winter. Winter's not super my vibe, although in the northern hemisphere, I am a winter baby. Shout out to my January gals and guys. Okay, but today what I really want to talk about is a habit or an eating strategy or just some ways to have your healthy girl summer this summer. And I'm specifically speaking to my northern hemisphere folks because we're going to be going over some smoothie recipes that I love so much that are tried and true. It's so funny. I wish I had my smoothie. I had my smoothie this morning, and then I had the idea to do this video, and I feel so empty. I feel like I should have a smoothie with me. So I'm feeling a little empty right now, but you know what? We're gonna get through it. So how we're gonna have a healthy girl summer. I don't know if y'all have heard of this. This is AIP. Have y'all heard of this before? This is either the autoimmune protocol or the anti-inflammatory protocol. Essentially, this is an eating strategy that's designed to ease or eliminate inflammation in the body. Inflammation is a hot button right now. It's a hot topic. So let's talk a little bit about it. What is inflammation? Inflammation is essentially pain in the body. It is the number one cause of any chronic diseases. So when I'm talking chronic diseases, I'm talking type 2 diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, asthma, arthritis, COPD, MS, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And these chronic diseases and conditions have been just progressively getting more and more and more diagnoses every year, especially over the last 30 to 50 years. And there's no accident there, but let's talk about it. So often when we're feeling pain, aka inflammation, we'll go to the doctor. He'll be on the computer, or excuse me, she'll be on the computer, whoever, not really looking at you. You have these symptoms, print out your little prescription. You take the prescription to the pharmacy, you take the pills, you put the creams on, you keep doing the exact same things, nothing changes, right? And then a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, your symptoms are back. This is the Band-Aid approach, and this is what our Western medicine community air is kind of given to us, right? Slap a Band-Aid on it. Band-Aid is the prescription, but it doesn't get to the root of the problem. And this is where AIP can help. It helps you get to the root of the problem. So we know what inflammation is. In essence, it's pain in the body. What does it feel like? Muscle or joint aches, brain fog, gut imbalances like IBS, Crohn's disease, constipation, mucus overload, constantly you needing to clear your throat, you're coughing up phlegm all the time, rashes, eczemas, thing like that on the skin, heat, loss of function in certain parts of the body, or swelling. These are all signs of inflammation. And I hope I said brain fog because that's also a big one too. So how can AIP help? So again, autoimmune protocol or anti-inflammatory protocol. Why it's also called autoimmune? Because if there's enough inflammation in the body for a long enough period of time, you will go into a state of autoimmunity. It more than likely is going to happen. I don't mean to scare you. I'm here to let you know this so we can do something about it now. So we don't have to take that trip to the doctor. They're not even looking at us, not paying attention, right? Print out their little prescription. But speaking of subscription, subscribe to this channel if you like these kinds of topics, because there'll be more. But they'll print out their prescription and send you on your way, and nothing changes. And it's a vicious cycle. And then being on those prescriptions for a very long time will also lead to inflammation in the body. It's incredible how they've gotten away with this. But yet I digress. Okay, so how can AIP help? All of these chronic diseases are reversible. I don't care. Don't at me. Don't come for me. I'm just telling you the things that are the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. They are reversible. Okay, I truly believe this with all of my spirit, all of my being. I've seen it happen firsthand. I've studied the science behind it. Chronic illnesses are reversible. Now, something like type 1 diabetes, where you're actually born with diabetes, that's a different story. Type 2 diabetes is something that we develop throughout our lives, largely due to our diet. Inflammation is caused largely from our diet. A very small percentage has to do with genetics. I am so sick of hearing the genetics argument. Well, it's in my genes. My mom had it, my grandma had it, my sister, uncles, aunts, cousins, third removed person had it. I don't want to hear it. Genetics play a very small part in this. And also, if we're looking at the study of epigenetics, which means that we have the power to express our genes, basically turning them off and on through our mindset, through our diet, through our physical activity, that, that genetic argument that it runs in my family, so I'm going to get it, becomes even smaller. So I don't want to hear it, okay? The key factor is we need to change our diet. That's what it comes down to. I'm not trying to say that it's easy, but it is simple. It's a simple thing to do, but it's not easy. So we want to replace the refined sugary foods for the whole nutrient-rich foods that are high in antioxidants. So antioxidants, another clickbaity word I feel like, but they're amazing. They're super nutrients that fight off the free radicals in our bodies, which are causing the inflammation in the first place. The oxidation of the cells. This is what antioxidants help to do. They help to make sure your cells don't oxidize. If you think of like, I don't know, a metal pail, like a flowering pot that you use to water flowers, and it's iron, and you leave it out and it rains and then it continues to rain and then the sun comes and then it rains, it begins to rust. It's oxidizing, right? So it's basically rusting. If we cut an apple open and we leave it out to the air, it turns brown. That's oxidation. And that is what's happening in our cells. Healthy fats also help to play a very supporting role in heart health and adding bulk to our meals and hormonal health as well, especially for us ladies. Healthy fats are so important. I know that there are many of us out there that are wanting to lose weight, so we're afraid of fats, but you need to be afraid of our saturated and trans fats from processed foods and refined sugars, things of that nature. Healthy fats, you need those, point blank. So what to do next? We talked about inflammation, what it is, what it looks like, what it feels like. So what do we do about it? If you've been diagnosed with a chronic disease, have no fear. You can easily switch to the AIP eating strategy. But what if you haven't been diagnosed with anything, right? But what if sometimes you just don't feel your best? What if sometimes you just can't think straight? What if sometimes you wake up and you're feeling a little achy and it's just hard to get out of bed. It's hard to move. I don't want to do this day. I don't feel good. But if you feel like that, AIP is also good for that. If you want to experience a life with a clear mind and a body that works optimally, AIP is for you. It's for everybody. And prevention is truly the best medicine. It's a lot harder to reverse something than it is to prevent it. Again, it is not impossible to reverse something. It's going to require a lot more work. But if we can get in the habit of doing these things that are going to help us in the long run, it's going to help us in the long run. That's the point. So eating on a more AIP eating strategy, that's going to help with, again, clearer mind, more energy, cinching inches off the waist, honey. We can ditch the waist trainers, just eat better. Healthy glowing skin, healthy hair, less pain. Who doesn't want this life? It's like that, I don't know if y'all have seen The Devil Wears Prada. That was my movie, that was my film in high school. I still love it. But now there's the meme circulating where Miranda Priestley is like, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this. Don't be ridiculous, y'all. Everybody wants this life. So, what are some top anti-inflammatory foods that go well with the AIP eating strategy? The berry kingdom. Berries are fantastic. They are really good at regulating our nervous system, especially blueberries. Blueberries are my favorite of all the berries. Dark cherries, blackberries, spinach, dark red grapes, green tea, matcha, filled with antioxidants. Avocados, which is also healthy fat. Coconut, also a healthy fat. Turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, dark chocolate. Don't get too excited. It's 80% or higher with the dark chocolate. Don't try and skimp and get that 50% dark chocolate because you're mainly having more milk and sugar than you are the natural raw cacao. So dark chocolate, that is to say, raw cacao. I love drinking raw cacao drinks. I drink them all summer long, even though it's hot. I don't care. It helps replace caffeine for me and I feel great. So that's something to consider. Almonds, pistachios, also healthy fats. Broccoli, cauliflower, extra virgin olive oil, also a healthy fat. Chia seeds, which is loaded with omega-3s. Chard, kale, walnuts, also a healthy fat. If you haven't caught on yet, nuts, seeds, great source of healthy fat. So are avocados and oils such as olive oil and coconut oil. I ain't talking about canola. I ain't talking about vegetable oil, whatever that is. We're not talking about any of that stuff. So now the question is, do I have to buy organic? To help answer this question, I want you to look at the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 lists. These are lists that are created and published by the EWG, the Environmental Working Group, and they let us know there are 12 produce items that if you had the chance to buy them organic or not organic, you want to buy these organic because pesticides reap havoc in these particular produce. And then the Clean 15, that is 15 produce items where if you buy them organic, it's not a big deal. For a general rule of thumb, the thinner the skin is, the more likely the pesticides are in the actual fruit or the veggie. So they would be on the Dirty Dozen. For example, apples. You never really want to buy apples unless they're organic because they have that thin skin. The pesticides go straight into the fruit. But something like avocado is on the Clean 15. And if you look at the skin of an avocado, it's a lot thicker, más grueso, more thick, more durable. The pesticides have a harder time getting in there. Now, I also understand that it's getting pricey out here, y'all. And we're in an abundant mindset, right? We don't walk around being like, things are too expensive, I can't afford anything, because we're not attracting that in our lives. Like if you're on this channel, you're not at that place in your life. You're rising to higher grounds. However, we can call a spade a spade. It's getting a little pricey out there. So if organic is a little bit too much for you to buy, there is still hope. We can make a simple, non-toxic produce wash that can help eliminate those pesticides that are also causing inflammation and that lead to hormonal imbalances and chronic diseases. So what do? We take a spray bottle, we take 2 parts water to 1/2 part of white vinegar. So what does that look like? Oh gosh. All right, I'm doing math on the spot, y'all. Okay, so if we had 4 cups of water, that would be 1 cup of white vinegar. I think. I'm not a mathematician, okay? So y'all can double check that. Now, if you want to add a generous squeeze of lemon for a better smell, you can do that. If you do add lemon juice to this mixture, you're going to want to refrigerate it. If you don't, refrigeration isn't required. So you want to just spray your produce, run it under cold water. If you want to feel even better about it, get like a basin out, pour the mixture over the produce, let it soak, wash it with cold water, and then you should be good to go. So don't feel like you have to buy organic, but whenever and if ever you can, I will always recommend it. Because they are not treating our food well here in these states of the Americas. So I'm gonna just give it to you plain and simple. Hopefully my channel doesn't get taken down for speaking the truth. All right, so we went over the top anti-inflammatory foods to enjoy. Now, what inflammatory foods do we want to avoid? Sugary drinks. I'm sorry, that iced caramel macchiato from Starbucks, it got to go. We can find alternatives, but that's gotta go. That's not doing nothing for you, but giving you that quick sugar fix that we are addicted to and used to, okay? Desserts, artificial sweeteners like Equal and what's the other one? Sweet and Low. I don't know who uses Sweet and Low. Oh my goodness, good Lord. What's the yellow one? Splenda, things like that. Artificial sweeteners, gotta go. Fried foods, you like them fried Twinkies? Gotta go. Processed foods, you like Spam? Gotta go. Causing way too much inflammation in the body. Snack foods like chips and crackers. Gluten is a huge one. Huge, 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 huge. If you can eliminate gluten, and I'm not saying necessarily go for gluten-free things like gluten-free bread, because typically those things have a lot of chemicals in them, which doesn't help the body. It's the same thing with vegan. If you get like the Beyond Meat or Impossible Burgers or whatever, you better just eat a burger. You better not be eating that stuff, because that is filled with chemicals. So when I say go gluten-free, I'm talking like have things that are made with almond flour or cassava flour that aren't the white flours, right? White flour pasta. Gotta go. Alcohol. Yes, that means wine. I know it's hard, but that's just what it means. I'm just the messenger. Trans fats, canola oil, soy oil, corn oil, excess carbs. Some carbs are good. It's great to get your carbs from veggies, especially root veggies like squash. Are a really great source of carbs, but you don't want to overdo it because that also spikes your blood sugars, messes up your glucose, messes up the insulin. Hello, type 2 diabetes. There's just a lot of things we got to take into consideration. Now, getting away from the sugar can be really, really hard. We have been rewarded with sugar since we were children, right? If you did well on a test, we're going out for ice cream. What do we have on birthdays? Birthday cake. And it's also addictive. So while you're training your body to no longer crave sugar, and I also did a video called Curb Your Cravings Like a Goddess, I can link it below. But while you're training your body to no longer crave sugar, it's best to keep the reason as to why you're doing this. And to remember all the benefits of eradicating sugar that's going to add to your life. And think about what will happen if you don't change, right? What's your life going to look like in a year from now, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line? If you're repeatedly doing these things and you're already kind of seeing symptoms, or even if you've already been diagnosed with something, it's not going to get any better if we keep doing the same thing. It's like you can't heal an environment that's making you sick, right? The environment being your body and what you're putting into your body, okay? So now that I've scared you enough, which that was not the purpose of this video, okay? I don't want to scare you. I just want to give you some valuable information. And these are also things that I'm using. I too love sugar. I too love wine. I don't love canola oil or trans fats really, but you know, I love donuts. Like, there are things that I love that I too am working on eliminating or just having less of and adding more whole foods. So, hello fire truck. Everyone say hi to the fire truck. So now that I've scared you, sorry, but here are some smoothie ideas to have that healthy girl summer that follows the AIP protocol. So I'll tell you about the smoothie that I had this morning. Y'all, I don't do cups, parts, measurements. I know I did it for the produce rinse, and look where that got us. I couldn't even tell you exactly what it was. So I just eyeball everything. But this morning I had in my smoothie pumpkin seeds, which is an excellent source of healthy fats. Women, it's great for our fertility, our heart health, our hair health. I had walnuts, healthy fat, brain health, and I cut up some ginger. I put that in the blender first and blended it up so the seeds could actually be ground and the ginger could be ground. I also cut up a beet And I put the greens there too. So if you buy a whole beet, you'll see that it comes with a long stem with the greens. Throw those greens in the smoothie. Don't throw them away. Put them in the smoothie. Put those in there. Some chopped frozen spinach, frozen wild blueberries, frozen mango, frozen dark cherries, frozen red raspberries, cayenne pepper, which is anti-inflammatory, aids in digestion, adds healthy bacteria to the gut. I love cayenne pepper. I put it in everything all the time. I put it in my cacao drinks as well. And I put also a kefir made from cashews and almonds. Kefir you can also get as dairy. It's basically like a watery yogurt, but it's packed with probiotics and water. Blend that puppy up, and you have got a smoothie, y'all. Like, you've got a really good smoothie, and that lasted, it's still lasting me. I drank that a while ago, but I also had some poached eggs and avocado as well. So the next smoothie idea, we're gonna call this one carrot cake. So you're going to take some chopped carrots, some unsweetened coconut, almond, or whatever other milk you choose. I would say dairy-free if you can, as dairy is not a part of the AIP protocol because dairy causes inflammation in the body. Again, don't shoot the messenger. Add 1 chopped apple, add some frozen pineapple chunks, add some old-fashioned oats. And if you want to sweeten it with something, you can use stevia or monk fruit or honey or maple syrup. You can use some vanilla extract and add for your spices some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and some ginger. Do a couple of ice cubes, blend that puppy up. Carrot cake in a glass, baby. And for our next smoothie, we'll call this one Veggie Power. So we've got some fresh kale or chard, whichever one you want to use, or both if you're feeling particularly dangerous. A beet and or a carrot. You can peel them. I don't peel anything. Like, even if I make mashed sweet potatoes, which I've been on a mashed sweet potato kick for some reason, I don't peel anything. A lot of the nutrients are in the skin. But if you're not buying organic, I would probably peel it, because remember, if it's not organic, it ain't right. No, sir. But if it's not organic, then the pesticides are just kind of chilling on the skin. So something to keep in mind. So you have the beet and or carrot, some frozen blueberries, an orange, ginger root, and a scoop of protein powder with some coconut oil. Get those healthy unsaturated fats. Spin it up. Obviously put some water in there. Filtered spring. I love spring water. That's like the best option in my opinion, as it is electric and alive and alkaline. But as long as it's not tap. And spin that up. Drink it. And the last smoothie idea that I have for you, for all my avocado toast lovers out there, we're gonna make a creamy avocado smoothie. So what that looks like, you got a ripe avocado. Now that you're gonna wanna peel. I'm just saying, I wouldn't eat the skin of an avocado personally. Add some Greek yogurt or unsweetened almond yogurt or cashew yogurt. Add some pineapple chunks or unsweetened pineapple juice. Add the juice of a lime or a key lime. I like key limes personally. 4 to 6 ice cubes. And if you want to sweeten it, vanilla extract, stevia, monk fruit, maple syrup, honey, whatever. Blend it up and drink that thing. And there you have it. Some delicious AIP smoothie ideas. Please let me know whichever one you're going to try. The creamy avocado, the veggie power, the carrot cake, or karunasol's own breakfast smoothie. And I'm so curious to know what that feels like for your body. And if you keep going with this AIP eating protocol, I would love to do more videos on it. I'm very interested in these topics. I'm doing it myself. So if you want to learn more, you let me know and I will make a video. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope it didn't scare you too much, because that wasn't the point. Again, I am your fairy god sister, like, person thing that is just here to convey some information your way so you can make the choice. No matter what you choose, it's the right decision because it's one that you made. But use your intuition. I made a video on that as well, how to strengthen your intuition, and let that guide you to the best place where you can be in your life. All right, my loves. Thanks for hanging out with me for this long period of time, and I will talk to you in the next video.